Detoxing. Everyone, even if they haven't done it before, should detox the colon on a regular basis. Gray, and we need to have excellent product in here called Herb Cocktail by Avena. And it's an herbal product that gradually cleanses the colon and takes the mucoid plaque, as it's called. So when we have too much acid in our system for too long, remember I said it wants to encapsulate them with a mucus, which is basically a lipid substance. Well, that also starts to coat the walls of the colon. And in time, that will turn into a hard, sort of a rubber-like material called mucoid plaque. When I first started to do this and did colonic irrigations, many of them, and used the herb cocktail over time, after a while, you could see in the toilet, from bowel movements, you'd see this little black strips, little flat strips. That was the mucoid plaque coming off. By the way, don't be squeamish about noticing what's in your movements, because there's a lot of information there. Is it soft? Is it hard? Is there undigested stuff in there? What color is it? That sort of thing. There's a lot of signs of health or little off-balance health. Above all, see that your kidneys are filtering. Make sure that your kidneys are filtering. And the way you do that is you urinate in a jar, like a mason jar or a clear honey jar. So you do your night's urine over that, leave it on the counter. And in the morning, take that, shake it a little, hold it up to the light. You should see little particles in there, little dust particles, or it should look cloudy. That means that your kidneys are filtering. They're doing fine. If day after day, week after week, that's as clear as a glass of pale ale, something's wrong. The kidneys are getting congested in what Dr. Morse calls lymphatic constipation. So the kidneys become constipated. As that happens, the acids spread out through the body. The kidneys must be open and filtering. And there are ways to get that moving if they're not moving to your satisfaction. Fasting is one way. You can use compresses on the back, hot and cold, that sort of thing. But the most effective one is something called dry fasting, which I have done many of now, because at one point I had swelling of my ankles and feet. Classic, kidneys plugged up. So dry fasting is when, for a period of time, you eat nothing and you drink nothing. We all dry fast overnight while you're asleep. But you take and extend that time. So if you want to try that, ease into it. First day, go till noon without eating or drinking. So from the night time to the next noon. Then you can move it out a little further. Notice how you're feeling, though. Don't push the body past points of discomfort. I'm not talking about hunger. I'm talking about discomfort. I have done many 40-hour dry fasts. So I go from supper time one day, right through the next day, right through the next morning to the 40-hour mark. The advantage of dry fasting is that one day of dry fasting is equivalent to 3 days of water fasting. Dr. Filonov in Russia is a real authority in this. He's conducted dry fasts with people up to 13 days, if you imagine. Many at 7 days. And there are a lot of people who have done dry fasts for 3 and 4 days. I have not. The longest I've done it is 42 hours. Mostly because I'm a skinny little guy, and when I do that, I really start to lose the weight. However, after a period of time, and it took me a month, more than a month of doing dry fasts, when I told you about my swelling ankles, before I started to get sediment in my urine again. But it did. I reversed it, and that kept going. And every time I do one now, in the morning, there's so much sediment in there. It's really amazing. It's very encouraging. So when you know what your body is doing, how it's behaving, it becomes exciting.